Okay, it looks like we are live here on the Mr. C channel. Let's chat about UFC Baku, Hill versus Rountree Jr., and we'll discuss my picks and how terrible they were. Let's get right into it. So, of course, we had the main event in Baku, Azerbaijan. Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill, the Saltmeister, Salt Bay versus Khalil Rountree Jr. in a light heavyweight bout. Both of these guys were coming off losses. Rountree Jr. coming off a loss to Mr. Alex Poatan Pereira in a title fight, and Mr. Jamal Hill lost his title fight, and then he also lost a fight to Yuri Prohaska, but we don't need to break that down. You guys knew all that. My pick was Jamal Hill, but I said that I was worried if his Achilles would be good enough to have a little bit of footwork. It turns out we learned two things, in my opinion, about Jamal Hill. One is that his Achilles is cooked. He will never be able to fight the same way that he did prior to the injury, and that's okay. He'll still probably be top 15 of the light heavyweight division because it is quite a terrible division. But we also learned a good thing too. He still has somewhat of a chin. He did get knocked down, I think, 3 times, but he didn't get knocked out. And that is a step up from his past few fights where he got knocked out by Yuri and he got knocked out by Alex Poatan Pereira. The man of the night was Khalil Rountree Jr., although he did not have the most exciting fight despite beating Jamal Hill from pillar to post. So it was excellent to see Khalil get that win. I wasn't sure that he was going to do it. That's why I picked Hill, because Hill had beaten the better competition, and I thought Hill would be able to keep it at range. But Khalil did keep the pressure on him. He destroyed the legs from round one on. Jamal Hill's calf on his, I believe it was his right calf because he's southpaw. It was absolutely battered. Khalil kept making Jamal switch stances to an orthodox stance. I believe Khalil was a southpaw too, or is a southpaw as well. They kept switching stances, trying to play the stance switching game, which we saw also in another fight we'll talk about very soon. But Khalil did get 3 knockdowns. He did beat Jamal Hill 50 to 45, if not 50 to 44, because the round three should have been a 10-8. Jamal could have gotten a round or two, maybe the first and maybe the fifth, but it doesn't really matter. It was not competitive. It was not a competitive bout. Khalil whooped up on Sweet Dreams, so I was terribly sad to see that. Not because I'm the biggest Jamal Hill fan, not because I'm Sweet Dreams Nation, but because I picked my boy Jamal Hill and he did not get it done. And we learned that his Achilles has caused him major detriment to his game. And I think that his whole mentality is just not the same. He did not go out on his shield. He did not try to knock Khalil out, or maybe it was that he couldn't knock Khalil out because of his legs being compromised. But either way, he did not go out on his shield. He made it to the decision, but it was not a good look for Jamal. And honestly, it was not the best look for Khalil. I think Khalil could have got him out of there. So the fact that Khalil whipped up on Jamal for 5 rounds and still somehow managed to make it a not very exciting fight was just unfortunate. Just unfortunate, in my opinion. But what can you do about it? I got that pick wrong. So already starting it off 0 and 1. I think next for Khalil Rountree Jr. will be Yuri Prohaska if Yuri's ready at the end of the year. So the new mythical fighter, Yuri, with the university level defense, Prohaska, is going to face Rountree Jr. I'll probably pick Yuri in that one still. And Jamal will probably get some up and comer. I've heard people talk about him getting, what was his name, Azamat Mirzakhanov, somebody like that. Top 15 still, but definitely not in the top of the division. It's not going to be the Yuri, Alex, Khalil Rountree, Magomed, Ankalaevs of the world anymore. He's going to be out of that top five probably and replaced by somebody else. And rightfully so. Unfortunately, his injury got to him, in my opinion. Maybe it wasn't the injury. Maybe his Achilles is fine. That's all what I think. So up next we have Rafael Fiziev. Let me see if I can get this a little bit better. There we go. So Rafael Fiziev versus Ignacio Bahamondes. I chose Rafael Fiziev to beat Bahamondes, but I thought it would be a difficult fight because we hadn't seen Rafael Fiziev face somebody that tall. And almost nobody has faced anybody that tall in the lightweight division because Nacho is the tallest active lightweight. So it was very interesting to see this fight. It was a technical thriller, as some certain people would say. And I would not blame Fiziev for not making it the most exciting fight. He did do an extremely good job of making Ignacio miss, but then also getting Ignacio with some of his own shots. It was very technical though, until the last minute of the third round. So it got pretty exciting at the very, very end, about 14 minutes in. But it was cool to see Rafael use his head movement as he's known for. So I don't blame him. Like I said, he needed that win. Nacho's still young. He could still make it up to the top of the division, but he was quite large. He might move up to welterweight. Who knows? Oh, Nacho was the favorite. Yes, I forgot about that. There was a rumor going around that Fiziev was injured, but luckily it didn't. If it was true, it didn't ruin the fight. It didn't cause Fiziev to lose. He still got the victory. So that was my choice, was Fiziev. I kept with it even throughout the rumors of him being injured, and he got the victory. So good on you, Fiziev. He's still a great fighter. He's still very exciting. He just needed that win, and Nacho had a very difficult body frame for anybody, but especially somebody like Fiziev, who's he's not very short, but he's one of the shorter uh, top lightweights. So excellent to see him get that win. After that, we had a split decision from Curtis Blades and Rizvan Kuniev. This one was interesting. It wasn't the most exciting fight, but it was okay. Curtis Blades, he got 2 rounds from the judges' scorecards. Actually, no, it was a split decision. So Rizvan won one of the scorecards. A lot of people called it robbery. It was close, but I think Curtis Blades lost the last 2 rounds, so I would have given it to Rizvan Kuniev. But it was very, very close. I could definitely see it being given to Curtis Blades. But I think Rizvan, you could say by pride rules, he won that. You could say maybe Curtis Blades won 2 of the rounds, but Rizvan won the war. Whatever you want to say. Rizvan's boxing was crispy. He was lighting Blades up on the feet with his hands. Curtis Blades tried to use the wrestling, but Rizvan had really good takedown defense. Got really big hips, a big waistline because he's a big boy with a big belly on him. And I could see Rizvan giving some top contenders the business. I'd like to see him versus the likes of a Sergey Pavlovich in the future. That'd be an interesting matchup. But we all knew Rizvan coming in had tested positive for almost everything under the sun. Let me shoot out a little chat message here. What should I say? Just my classic. What up, my people? I stole that from Showbiz though, so don't tell anybody. All right, you guys. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, Rizvan, he tested for everything under the sun. Rizvan Kuniev presented by Osterine. That's what they should announce whenever he fights. Let me see, how does this chat work? One second, you guys. Not that anybody would chat with me. Lord help them if they do. So I chose Curtis Blades to do that. I thought Curtis Blades would be able to outmaneuver this guy, out athlete this guy. It turns out Rizvan should have got the decision, but luckily I got that right. So I'm 2-1 so far. But we'll be excited to see what's next for Curtis Blades and what's next for Rizvan Kuniev. After that, we had Mekdebek Oralbai versus Tofik Musayev. This one was absolutely sad to see. And not because Tofik got battered. My boy Tofik, he did get Kimura'd or Americana'd. It says Kimura'd. I don't know if they would know the difference. I hardly know the difference. It's one way or the other, right? Anyways, Tofik got submitted in the first round. Mikdebek Oralbai missed weight by 10 pounds, but he called it ahead of time, so it was a catch weight. So my boy Tofik went in there facing a welterweight. Now I didn't know this coming into the bout, but Mikdebek Oralbai had only made weight once at lightweight in his UFC career. So he's 100% going to welterweight next. There's no way that the UFC is going to let him keep missing lightweight and destroying these guys, like these guys' hype. Because Tofik is an amazing striker. He's not the best grappler. He's not the best wrestler. He's got decent wrestling, but he's not the best on the ground. He's a kung fu champion. He likes to knock people out with his fists, and he's really good at it. And I still love my boy Tofik. I'm not angry that I picked Tofik. I'm angry that Oralbai missed weight by 10 pounds and he submitted Tofik. Now, in hindsight, looking at the Roundbetsky fight versus Oralbai, the fight of the year or whatever it was last year, fight of the year contender. I'm not sure if it was actually fight of the year. I think that, of course, went to Gaethje Holloway. Looking back at the Oralbai versus Roundbetsky fight, it was a slug it out, kind of brutal battle where Oralbai got his head battered in the first round and kind of came back, almost got the win, but just didn't make it. Roundbetsky is a three-time BJJ champion in Europe. That's why Oralbai didn't wrestle. So I was thinking he might strike it out with Tofik again. Turns out he was very smart. He went in there, he got the win, took Tofik down. Tofik tried to light him up twice. Oralbai took him down twice, got the arm, got the Kimura, and that was the end of it. It wasn't super exciting, but I hope, I pray, and I believe that the UFC will give Tofik a fun matchup next. Maybe they'll give him somebody else that we're about to talk about soon. Maybe Nicholas Mata after he lost to Nazim Sadikov. So I lost that pick. So I am 2-2 so far on this main card. Not the greatest, but he lost to a welterweight. So I can't be sad. I'm still riding with my boy Tofik. Don't bet on him because I am very biased for my boy Tofik. After that, we had Fight of the Night and Performances of the Night. Both these boys getting $100,000. That is really cool to see. Now, I woke up only for the main card. I caught the last round of the first main card fight, which we'll talk about next. But I caught this full fight in its entirety from the beginning all the way to 4:17 of round two, and it was a gnarly fight. I had picked Nazim Sadikov to win, and luckily he did. A lot of people were saying Mata wouldn't have, or a lot of people were saying Mata was going to give Sadikov a tough test, and they were right. I was completely wrong because I thought, Oh, Sadikov is southpaw. Nicholas Mata is orthodox with a brutal left hook. He's not going to be able to catch Sadikov on the chin because he's southpaw and his shoulders there. Turns out Mata's quick. Every time Sadikov threw that jab to the body, whatever he was throwing, a left hook of his own, Mata would come over the shoulder and catch him. I am not sure exactly what happened. It was pretty quick. I'll have to go back and look back at that fight. But Mata had him hurt in the first round, I think twice. Sadikov shelled up against the fence. Mata went to town, hitting guard, hitting body shots. None of it really went through to his chin or anything, hitting his head. And I almost think that Sadikov kind of played a little possum there. He kind of did an Ali rope-a-dope, cage-a-dope, just to tire Mata out a little bit because Mata is kind of known to gas in that, what was it, Lucas Alexander fight? No, the Mahashate fight, whatever it was. Uh, yeah, he didn't face Lucas Alexander. I think it was the Mahashate fight. He was gassed out from trying to finish Mahashate a couple of times. So I don't know if Sadikov really got that hurt or if Sadikov was like, all right, let me shell up a second. Mata's gonna blow his wad real quick and then I can come back and get the KO. Either way, that's what happened. Sadikov shelled up, I think twice in the first round, then started to come back, picked up the pace. Second round, he got a brutal knockout right hook. And it was a fantastic fight, the most exciting fight on the whole card from what I've heard. I didn't see the prelims, but the boy Sadikov got it done. He was definitely a step ahead of Mata, although Mata is scary. I'll be glad to see him in another exciting fight. I would like to see him versus Tofik Musayev because Mata has no ground game. He's not trying to take it to the ground. He's got a left hook and a right cross, and that's pretty much it. Although he was throwing some good kicks in this fight, it kind of surprised me. I didn't think his kicking game was all that, but he showed me some good kicks, so I was happy to see that from Mata. But my boy Nazim Sadikov got it done, and he was a hometown hero for the whole crowd, making it exciting, giving people their money's worth, and it'll be cool to see him in his next fight. Maybe they'll rematch him versus Bonfim in the future, because he was definitely losing every second of that round until that pretty terrible question mark kick. So maybe match him back up with Bonfim and give Mata to Tofik. We get some exciting fights again. So that would make me what did I say? 2-2 so far, and it does not get better from here. So after that we had Muhammad Naimov versus Bogdan Grad. Now this one I wasn't terribly sore that I picked Bogdan Grad. I picked him because I thought his pressure would give Naimov some problems, and it did. Some people were calling robbery. I don't necessarily think it was a robbery. Naimov could have definitely won that fight, and he did win the fight. There is a case to be made that Bogdangrad could have won from his pressure, but Naimov landed a couple good strikes, so you can give it to Naimov. But it was closer than a lot of people thought. I heard a lot of people talking about how Naimov was going to destroy Bogdangrad, but it was really close. In the end, Naimov got the unanimous decision over Bogdangrad, but I'm not too sore about that pick. I figured the pressure would give him problems. It did, so it's okay. Naimov got the win. I went 2-3 on the main card. Did absolutely terrible. That's all good though. I'll just go quickly through these prelims because I didn't even watch them, and I heard it was a terrible card, so I'm probably not going to go back and watch most of them. I do want to go back and watch a couple of them though. Seokyun Go, I'll probably go watch him versus Oban Elliott. Lots of people were picking Oban Elliott. Lots of people were saying Oban is levels above this dude, and there's no reason this guy should be even on here. The only reason is he's Korean. Turns out he was on a level, if not a level above, because I think he got 30-27s on all three judges' scorecards, if I'm not mistaken. So I have to go watch that. I think I picked Obama Elliott though, so that's not good. It's like what, 2-4. Junyan Park versus Ishmael Nurdiev. I picked Nurdiev, so that's like 2-5. But this was a wild fight. Apparently there were some eye pokes. Again, I didn't watch any of this. I'm gonna go back and watch this one because I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning to watch the main card, and I checked the Wikipedia pages, or the Wikipedia page rather, for this card, and I saw that Junyan Park got 29 to like 25 or 24 or something crazy. And I thought, what the heck just happened? And everybody said it was just cheating upon cheating from Nerdiev, and Junyan Park came back to get the win. So good on dude, good on the Iron Turtle. So that definitely put me down to like, what is it, 2-5 on this card? Who knows? I don't even remember who I picked. I think I picked, I'm pretty sure I picked the losers of each fight. Yeah, I picked Melissa Mullins and I picked Arena Alexieva. So that makes it even worse. Like 2-7. Didn't watch those fights. I heard they were actually pretty good though. Might watch them. Probably not. After that, I picked Azam Maksum. Some people again saying robbery. I don't know. Not too sure about that. I have to go back and watch this one for sure. I picked Azat Maxim. I thought he was going to be the younger guy. Tagir is definitely a good fighter, but he's like 34 at flyweight or something like that. Azat's what, 29, something like that. I picked Azat for the youth. He didn't get it done, but the people were saying it's close. Some people said robbery again. So that brings me like 2-8 on this card. Did I really get only two correct? That'd be terrible. Because I definitely picked Hamdi Abdel Wahab to beat Muhammad Usman. And of course, he did not get it done. I didn't hear anything about this fight. I just heard people joking that Mo Usman's gonna get the title shot. So yeah, let me get the recap, see how terrible I really did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I got 3 to 9 on that card. 3 to 9. There's 12 fight card, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. 3 out of 9. Absolutely terrible. Did I get any dogs? Got a little dog there. No dog there. No dog there. That was a terrible, terrible picking night from me. So don't listen to me for bets. These are just my personal picks, just for fun. If you guys do want to bet, go check out a different channel. I'm just trying to break these cards down and give my picks for the pure entertainment value. I find that when I pick and post it up on YouTube, uh, it's 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 putting it out there for the world, and it makes me have a little bit of investment. And when I get the picks right, I can say I got them right, and I can rub it in people's faces. And when I get them wrong, people could shit on me. So you guys go ahead and do that. If you would like to, leave me some comments. Tell me how terribly I did. I would love to hear from you guys on how well you did, how much money you guys made. Oh my gosh, you can see over here. Let me read this off real quick. Unanimous decision, 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 split decision, unanimous decision, unanimous decision. So 10 decisions on the card, one sub, one KO. Only one really exciting fight worth to see, apparently. I might go watch some of these prelims, but this is all getting started for UFC 316. I'm just warming up, you guys. I'm just warming up. UFC 316 picks are going to be out sometime this week. Not that anybody watches this, but if you do, leave a comment, leave a like, give me a subscription. And in other news, the former lightweight and former light heavyweight champion, now former heavyweight champion, John Jones has officially retired. He wanted to wait till Pride Month to announce his retirement in honor. So he did that. We got Tom Aspinall as the heavyweight champion of the world. That's going to be great. He's going to face, who knows? Maybe Alex Pereira would be sick, but who really knows? So that's it, you guys. That was UFC Baku. Not a great card, but we got my boy in the UFC, even if he lost to a welterweight. And we got a good fight from Mata and Sadikov. So all is not lost, you guys. If you guys want to hear some more, please let me know. Hit me up. Or if you guys want me to hit you up, I'll subscribe to your channel. I'll give you some likes. I'll give you some love. You guys, please do take care. It is 11 p.m. now here, and I was up at 2:30 watching this card. So I'm going to peace out. Take care.